People always ask if buying a single-axle dump truck is worth it, or if it's just a slow path to spending every Saturday at the parts store. I totally get it. The numbers on truck payments spin faster than slot machines in Vegas. Single-axle dump trucks sit at this weird intersection of useful and manageable. Think less overwhelming than the giant triaxle monsters, but with a payload that actually moves the needle for most small contractors or property owners. We're talking a legal capacity of around 5 to 7 tons. The interesting bit? You don't need a commercial driver's license, CDL, for a lot of single-axle models, because empty weight plus capacity often hovers under that 26,000-pound threshold. If you've ever tried scheduling CDL time, you know that's a massive time saver. Let's talk pain points because, wow, there are plenty. The big one, rust. Dump truck frames and beds are basically magnets for salty water, especially if the truck spent years hauling gravel or plowing snow. Crawling underneath with a flashlight is mandatory. Another hurdle is hydraulics. Folks get seduced by a pretty paint job, but then realize the hydraulic system groans and leaks like a coffee maker on its last legs. Fixing a busted hoist or bad ram runs $1,200 on average, so never skip the hands-on inspection. Insurance isn't fun either. These aren't just regular pickups. Average annual premiums can run $1,800 to $2,800, depending on your driving history and intended use. Pro tip: call your agent before you buy. Don't discover the pain when you're counting on the truck to work. I always recommend renting a similar truck for a weekend before buying. Cost is maybe $300, but what you learn is priceless. You'll quickly find out if driving a 13-foot-long, 8-foot-wide box is kind of your thing, or absolutely not. If you're looking at used dump trucks, odometer readings can trick you. A truck might show 130,000 miles, but if it hauled max loads every day, the frame and axles can age twice as fast. Ask for service records, and then brace yourself when the seller shrugs. Fuel economy gets ugly fast. You'll see 7 to 10 miles per gallon on a good day. Most people underestimate that. Fill up the tank, and you're dropping $150 just for a week's worth of local jobs. Just include this line in your "why am I doing this" calculations. It's easy to romanticize owning your own hauler, but you need to think about parking. A single axle is more tenable. You can squeeze in most driveways or commercial lots. Anything bigger and neighbors start to notice, especially in places like Portland, where space is, let's say, cozy. One key decision: gas or diesel. Diesels last longer but cost more up front and eat you alive on maintenance. Gas engines are cheaper and a little less intimidating, especially for short hauls. For under 10,000 yearly miles, gas often wins on the spreadsheet. I've seen people get burned buying shiny old municipal trucks without checking the PTO power takeoff. If the PTO is slow, noisy, or just dead, the bed won't raise reliably. These aren't cheap backyard fixes, so always test the tilt feature several times. Final pro tip: avoid auction fever. Online bidding makes it absurdly easy to pay 40% too much for someone else's problem child. Bring a mechanic if you can. If not, take photos, test everything, and force yourself to walk away from anything that feels off.